As you can see here, there's an exclamation point-like structure in the clouds. This was certainly not my intention for this otherwise serene scene, so this video just shows me getting rid of it. At this stage, the painting is dry, and I'm using a soft body titanium white Liquitex paint to just gradually block out the unwanted mark. And you'll see it does take a couple layers because it's a fairly dark shape underneath. To the side there, you can see a corner of my palette. I use an enamel covered metal, almost like cookie sheet, and I cover it with wax paper. Just hold it on with masking tape, and that allows me to have a easily cleaned surface. I just pull off the wax paper when I'm done. And though you can't see it right now, I'm just mixing some oranges there to begin to blend that cloud in. And you'll see here I'm dipping right into the tube. This is not my customary habit. You don't want to taint your paint, but I was almost at the end of the tube and had a clean brush, so I just grabbed the paint directly from the tube, and now I'm mixing it on the palette. As you can see, my technique is just quick, light sort of strokes that feather the damp paint in, soften the edges up. I'm not using any kind of fancy brush, it's just a bit of an old beat up brush, but because it's nice and soft and fluffy, it works well for blending. This is not a time when I want really sharp, harsh edges. Acrylic's very forgiving, so if I do go over or spill a bit of paint, not paint, water, drip a bit of water, I can easily just dab it up while it's still wet. So that's what I used that paper towel for. And the day that I was working on this was an extremely humid day, and it seemed the paint was taking a very long time to dry. So I kind of had to do a number of takes with the white to blot out that dark shape. Normally I like to wait for the first coat of white out to dry before moving on to the next layer, which is what this part 2 is. I've now had time for the white to dry and my blending to dry, but you can still see a shadow of that exclamation point, and that's what I'd like to get rid of. And at this point, because of that skinny little ribbon of a cloud, I am using a flat-edged paintbrush because I want to maintain that nice clean edge there. But even with a flat-edged paintbrush, doing that quick dabbing light motion allows you to blend it with relative ease. Pardon my head in the way there. And as you can see, I'm going well beyond the borders of that exclamation point cloud. You don't want to just cover the one spot, because then you end up highlighting it just in a lighter color. you really need to blend out your corrective measures that are on top of it. So that means you then have to feather in the peripheral edges nicely. As you can see there, I've spilled some orange into the blue a bit, so I'm now just lightening that area up again. Softening out that white light cloud. If you hear a little noise in the background, that is my feline companion wanting to weigh in on this process with a little meow. Because I've kind of gone over that ribbon-like line, I'm just accentuating those edges a bit more, just to pop them out. And we're nearing the end. You can really not see any of that shadow underneath there, even if you knew where it once was. And that is the goal of this, to completely obliterate the offensive cloud. Tidying up the edges, and we're just about done. Thanks for watching.